Live at 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Brandon K Show, live at 5 every day. And this is a real show. We're not always really live at 5 every day. But today, I do have an awesome return guest. My good friend, Mr. Where is he? Mr. Luis.
Hey there, Brandon. Thanks for having me again. I'm glad to be back on your show. It was great the first time. Really
Luis was
excited.
the second ever guest on this show.
Yeah, that was
talking
good.
about talking about authenticity, and today we're going to be doing the entertainment roundup.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see like what's going on because there's some crazy shit going on recently. And
There actually is, and I didn't even pull it up yet, but did you hear about all the Drake dissing?
Was it Drake with J. Cole or
Kendrick,
no?
who? Yeah, I
Oh,
think it started with, we'll have to pull it up, but it was Drake, and then it was Kendrick, and then
Kendrick.
it
Yeah.
was Metro, and then it was the one you said,
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole, and then Kanye got in there.
I didn't know
So
Kanye got in there.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So Drake has two diss tracks against Kendrick, and then
Mm.
he also throws some in on Metro, and I guess J. Cole got in there. I don't know the whole story, but we can look into it.
Yeah, let's look into it.
I'd have to pull that up, but the stuff that I have pulled up so far, and did I say that Brandon K Show is a real show?
Yes.
And we're sponsored by Giftiply charity wrapping paper, which is really good wrapping paper. 33% of the proceeds goes to charity,
That's great.
and if you use promo code BK Show, you get 25% off.
Nice.
So I'm gonna pull up some of these cool stories we looked at in advance, and it's fun to just come on here and live stream and just have a good time,
Did you listen to any of the tracks, by the way, the diss tracks?
Yes, I
Okay.
listened to the two Drake tracks with against, and he goes hard, and in one of them he he uses AI to change his voice to be like Tupac, and then change
Really?
to be like Snoop Dogg. So it's actually pretty innovative.
Wow.
Yeah, but sometimes it's funny to, I don't know if it's fun to talk about people who, innocent celebrities who didn't do anything. But
Mm-hmm.
when someone like Harvey Weinstein is in the news, he's somebody who's kind of fair game, right?
That is true, especially after the atrocities he committed. Yeah, there's no
So it's
defending that.
so I mean, but we'll get over these darker stories quick. But this was the news about Harvey Weinstein today. Was he was hospitalized after his R conviction was overturned in New
Yeah,
York. And I don't know. Even pulling this up, this is more of a downer than.
yeah. I mean, they said they were gonna like release him to California or something. I was looking that up, and then like something about releasing him back to California, but it's not. It's not like we're not gonna do anything about it. We're for sure gonna keep him prosecuted. There's no way he's just gonna come back to California
under
like
our,
that.
under our system of justice, the accused has a right to be held to account only for the crime charged, and thus allegations of prior bad acts may not be admitted against the sole. Weinstein was found guilty of criminal S assault in the first degree and R in the third degree in February 2020. Can you believe it's been 4 years already?
It doesn't feel like 4 years, but wow.
His conviction followed the testimonies of former Project Runway production assistant Miriam Haley and once aspiring actress Jessica Mann. He was sentenced to 23 years in prison.
Good.
In December 2022, he went to trial in Los Angeles and was also convicted of R there, which means he will remain in prison even if a new trial is established in New York. So he's in prison, but so what happens? He's in prison, but he goes to the hospital.
I know. And why did he go to hospital? Did they mention there? You just said like
Yeah, it did.
For a battery of tests.
Yeah, yeah. They sent him to Bellevue.
Yeah,
He needs
needs
a lot
help
of help physically. He's got a lot of
physically.
problems. He's getting all
Yeah,
kinds of.
he is old, so I was like,
He's probably gonna die in jail.
oh yeah, yeah. It just sucks that it took it this long for something to be done about that, because nobody would believe, you know, the victims.
But speaking of, oh yeah, so speaking of allegations, well, we got Andrew Tate coming up. We also
Mhm.
got he's on trial over there in Romania. We also got this guy, P Diddy Combs.
Oh, P Diddy, that's a major one.
Oh, oh, that sucks. That the picture's not popping up.
Oh, is that the ad thing?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. There he
Oh,
is. Here's a timeline of allegations for P Diddy Combs. What do you think about all this going on, Luis?
there's a lot of people that are just involved with him that I'm just like, he had part of their career in the making and being featured on their music, their shows. Like, there's a lot of ties to him, and it's crazy that nobody had said anything, at least famous. I mean, I guess 50 Cent was vocal about it, and some people were like here and there, but I don't know if you saw like the documentary or like different things popping up here and there, how uncomfortable people were around him, and everything was just kind of brushed under until now. Like, it makes you wonder how many more people, you know, are currently in the industry where they're just getting away with this crap, and
Well,
finally he's caught though.
that's why I started with the Harvey Weinstein story because that was 4 years ago, and that was like when the Me Too movement started. But
Hmm.
now, there's still things in Hollywood going on with with
Yeah,
with Sean P Diddy Combs, where it's like some people are still too big to really get in trouble.
yeah, they're too big to take down, and people don't take them seriously. That's the bad part.
So it says after being hit with a number of civil lawsuits since last year, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is now reportedly the subject of a federal investigation. And innocent until proven guilty. So
Yeah,
this could all just be hearsay. But it says the
right.
investigation and lawsuits mark a sea change in public perceptions of Combs, who is credited with shaping the landscape of hip hop and R&B from the 1990s and beyond.
Hmm.
After the rapper and music executive's homes were searched, public scrutiny of both Sean Combs and two of his sons skyrocketed, including disturbing allegations of abuse against Sean Combs that spanned decades coming to light. Here we
Yeah.
break down the cases ahead of the current investigations and take a look at where the investigations stand now. In
Oh, okay.
November, and I don't know how old his sons are, but his sons are both involved in this. Uh,
Whoa.
they're probably in their 20s or older. In
They're
November
involved?
2023, Sean Combs was accused of and abuse by his former partner, recording artist Cassie.
Oh yeah.
You know her?
Cassie. Yeah, yeah.
Did she have
That's
any
Cassie.
hits?
Any hits? A few, but she's not like super major that you can even remember her, honestly, at this point.
Yeah,
But
but
she was well known in the industry
but
at
you
one point.
remember her?
In like the mid to that before the 2010s, I want to say. A little
Interesting.
bit in the 2010s. She did have like a couple of songs with like Nicki and yeah.
A couple songs with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
think
seeing my Are you seeing my screen right now? My Google.
I can't see it now. Let
Oh,
me
you're
see.
not seeing it.
Nicki and Cassie. Am I thinking about the right person? Yeah, Nicki and Cassie, huh? Back in 2012.
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling out Cassie's career.
God, I totally forgot about her. Now that this is
She
being
did
brought
The
up.
Boys with Nicki on Pink
Yeah,
Friday.
the boys. Yeah, it was in Pink Friday.
So
No,
yeah,
that's
it looks like P Diddy went and made her famous. Helped her
mhm.
get famous,
Yeah,
and
helped her.
these are all her songs. She's got a bunch of songs. I remember the name to some degree, but
Yeah.
okay, so now we know who we're talking about.
Hmm. Yeah, no longer as popular, but yeah, definitely her name was out there.
And then she's the one who's bringing the allegations after all this time, which is questionable, but it happens.
Hmm.
Cassie,
What is she saying?
um,
beating her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The singer, whose legal name is Cassandra Venture, filed a civil complaint in Federal on November 16th, alleging that Combs and physically abused her, including instances of beating her throughout the course of their relationship. Ventura was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands, the complaint said.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this happens in life, abusive relationships, especially when, there's a powerful man and he's got billions of dollars. But at the same
Yeah.
time, there's a question there of why it went on 10 years and you don't hear about it till now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people that are coming forward, which is
That's
crazy.
the thing. That's what they have to do in a case, is get everybody together and
Mm-hmm.
see if the stories all make sense. So here we go. The complaint claimed Combs used illegal substances and threats of violence to force Miss Ventura into repeated unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers.
Mm.
The,
Yeah.
the complaint further alleged that Combs blew up the car of rapper Kid Cudi, whose legal name is Scott Mescudi, after Combs learned that he was romantically interested in Ventura. And he just goes and blows up. That's crazy.
I know he's psycho.
And then, I mean, we'll hear Kid Cudi talking about that. But
Yeah.
in a statement to the New York Times, Mescudi confirmed the account, saying this is all true. That's Kid Cudi said it's all true.
Yeah.
So Kid Cudi
Confirming
is
it.
confirming.
That's what I'm saying. There's too many people that are celebrities or famous at one point coming out against him that it's like, okay,
But
you
he's
know?
another guy. This happened how long ago? And then he comes out and says it's true now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't hear about it when it happens.
I think they're more so, it's like one of those things where like one person comes forward, the rest are coming after because they feel too afraid or scared to do it alone. Because like, well, who's gonna have my back? And now everybody's just like, yeah, we're done with him. Let's just go ahead and reveal what happened.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's
hear
what.
whole thing with what is it, Biggie and Tupac about how like he was involved in that stuff. That's kind
Yeah,
of crazy. Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but it's just like, oh, okay, makes you
yeah.
think.
I was gonna say it's all alleged, but I was gonna say, that's why you start to think about conspiracies in Hollywood. Is like they they're so powerful that like even Kid Cudi, who's another artist, won't come out and say anything about P Diddy for
Yeah.
whatever reason. That means something deep, dark, crazy is going on in my book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, potentially, that P Diddy could come after him with gangsters and guns, and who knows, physical
Gangsters.
harm.
Exactly, and not only that, I mean, if he's sort of helped some of them build their I guess empire of being famous celebrities, he could probably blackmail them or whatever it is, or
Yeah, he
blacklist them.
threatens them, and he
Yeah.
became the Suge Knight of the bad boy label.
Mhm. Yeah.
Combs has denied the allegations in the complaint, saying via lawyer Benjamin Braffman that he vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. His
Mhm.
attorney rejected the accusations, calling them offensive and outrageous. Teen Vogue has reached out to Combs, but he declined additional comment through a representative. I guess that's where we're hearing all these allegations from Teen Vogue.
All right.
Combs and Ventura reached a settlement just one day after the lawsuit was filed. So both parties announced on the evening of Friday, November 17th, that they reached a mutual agreement to resolve the case. However, neither disclosed details of the settlement. So within one day,
Dang.
they were able to make a settlement, most likely a cash payoff.
Yeah.
So I mean, what does that say about these people?
Yeah. That does. I think it can go both ways because we're just like, okay, well, were they in it for the money, or is Diddy that powerful that he's like, you know what, let me pay some hush money, like you don't say anything else, or I don't
And then
know, because why would you pay that hush money if it's not legitimate? It's like if it's not true, you don't want it to keep dragging on and be more public and long. But I don't
uh,
know.
it's crazy, man.
It
And
can
then
go both ways.
this is kind of the story to the press, which is In a statement, Combs says, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best." And they were together 10 years, so I mean, in some way, so I mean, there, there must be some care and compassion for each other that they're not gonna, that they don't want things to get messier. But I mean, from the
Yeah,
outside, it just seems like a big payoff and a lot of
it
craziness.
does. Hmm.
I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. Okay, I want to decode this statement here.
Yeah.
I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. Now, what control do you think she is describing?
Right. Um, that's what I'm wondering.
While this suit was quickly settled, it was the first in multiple that would accuse Diddy or similar. And then here's the more allegations against Combs.
Oh, let's
I
see.
mean, this is almost like a "please help me" statement. I have some level of control. Like, what is she talking about?
Yeah, it's like, is that what much she can do? She can't do more, or is she afraid? Like, what's going on?
Among the flurry of lawsuits filed under the New York Adult Supervisors Act of 2020, in which legislation granted victims of sexual assault 1 year to file charges after the expiration of statutes and limitations, two additional suits against Combs were filed. In one civil suit, Joy Dickerson Neal alleges Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her in 1999 when she was a college student. So this is
Wow.
33 years ago. She's coming out, and she was a victim of revenge porn that Sean Combs created and distributed.
Um.
Um, Combs denied it, said made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab and nothing more. Okay, so
Hmm.
that one could be a money grab, you never know, or it could
Yeah,
be
I'm not sure.
somebody who just wasn't able to defend themselves back then.
Back then, yeah.
Another civil law, I mean, I even find it flimsy. This whole thing about she made a,
Oh, made up
no,
and not credible, or what do you
she
mean?
implicates companies that did not exist. Like, I don't know. Why would she?
She mentioned that.
That's what he said. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. Like, I don't know. That seems shady to me. Not on her part, but on their part.
Yeah.
I mean, how does she even know what companies she's dealing with? They could have 20 companies, and she could just get the name wrong.
Could be. Let's see. Or maybe like company as in. Well, did he mean like companies as in a business, or companies as in like, oh, my company
Yeah,
like.
this distributed. He created and distributed them, and then
And sold them off basically.
yeah, yeah. She is saying that he sold the pornos, and then they were saying that those
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
even.
You know what? Yeah, they did do that stuff. Like just because it reminds me of like Kim K when her sex tape came out, or even Paris Hilton's, and they were just like distributing it like porn companies.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Another civil lawsuit filed by Lisa Gardner in New York names Sean Combs, singer Aaron Hall, and music company MCA Music Entertainment Group as defendants in the case. The lawsuit alleges that in 1990, Gardner was coerced into having sex with Combs, sexually assaulted by Aaron Hall. Teen Vogue reached out to Hall for comment, but was not heard back. In a statement to the New York Times, a lawyer for Combs addressed the alleged misconduct claims from many years ago, noting that Combs has denied and rejected all allegations against him. I mean,
Mm,
it's also has to be said, I think, that
yeah.
this guy is a billionaire. So
Yeah.
why is he raping people? I mean, he could have all the sex that he wants.
Well, it's like the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, you know. It's like you have all the money, but I don't know. I always wonder why they do these type of things. And like you said, they could have sex with anybody, and yet they choose to do that. But it makes you wonder, is it the power thing? Do they like that power, the control they get to
I
get
mean,
from
if,
it?
if
I don't know.
any of these allegations are true, then it must be. So it
Yeah.
must just be about just total craziness. Okay, let's see. Beyond the Adult Survivors Act, another lawsuit filed against Combs alleged abuse by the music mogul on an anonymous victim describing a harrowing incident of sexual assault. The anonymous Jane Doe alleged in the lawsuit in 2003 she was only 17 in junior in high school, and he convinced her to fly from Detroit. So these go on and on and on. Let's see. While the allegations outlined in these lawsuits describe alleged events that would have happened in previous decades, a federal lawsuit filed against Combs by producer Rodney Jones alleges misconduct occurring between September 2022 and November 2023 while producing Combs' The Love album.
And that wasn't that long ago.
The 73-page civil lawsuit describes an environment in which Jones claims he was, among other things, a victim of Combs' sexual abuse and sex trafficking organization. In February 2024, when the lawsuit was filed, Combs' lawyer, Sean Hawley, said in a statement, Little Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. His reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. Okay, now, all of these allegations. Hey, everybody, anybody watching? We're talking about P. Diddley. Okay, so we got into all of his alleged misconduct throughout the 90s, and they didn't even mention, he was arrested for, the gun stuff.
Oh, yeah, the gun stuff, and then the trafficking now that's apparent.
With J-Lo, but he had all these allegations rolling in.
He has a lot of things.
And then the Homeland Security got involved on March 25th. A department which often leads investigation of sex trafficking charges deployed agents to search Combs' home in Los Angeles and Miami, search warrants issued by the Southern District of New York. The searches followed the multiple lawsuits against Combs alleging sexual assault, sex trafficking, and the distribution of illegal drugs and arms. NBC News reported that firearms were discovered at the residences and that officials seized his cell phones. A lawyer for Sean Combs said in a statement to the New York Times the excessive show of force was inexcusable and reiterated that Mr. Combs was never detained but spoke to and cooperated with authorities and that Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. Officials reportedly did not confirm which criminal charges Combs was being investigated for, but videos widely circulated both on local news, television in Los Angeles, and online showing agents entering Combs' home, as well as placing a number of people present in handcuffs, including two of his sons, Christian King and Justin Combs. Despite media speculation, neither Mr. Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. The attorney said in the statement.
Yeah, I find it crazy that his sons are involved in that.
I mean, his sons could have been the ones doing all the ruckus. You don't know what's going on in this situation.
But if he was but if they were part of it, that's kind of crazy to think, like a family all doing all these things. That's even scary.
So it sounds like they're all free running around, and that almost makes it seem like, they didn't find anything that was immediately grounds to arrest them and throw them in jail. So for the time being, everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
For now, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens.
What do we take away from this?
Gosh, I mean, I guess it just depends what side you lean on. I mean, do you believe these things? Do you not believe these things? Because you can definitely go a different take on this. I mean, I just think he has too many things against him that I'm just like, it's crazy that celebrities are all coming out about this. You would think they'd be not trying to speak out against it, and they are. So I'm like, I feel like they finally have the support, but I never know what to really believe. It's kind of like the whole like Jeffrey Epstein, where people were like saying things were going on, but nobody, and he's connected to a lot of powerful people, but yet, it took a long time to finally like take him down. So I'm like, is this another one of those situations again? Is it like replaying all over again? And, they're trying to look for things, and, maybe they will find something. They'll find solid proof and evidence because I know right now it's a lot of recounting of stories and people saying what happened, what P Diddy did to them, the whole J Lo thing. Like you said, there's a lot of things that we haven't even talked about or we'll even get to cover because it's just too much.
It's too
It's
much.
kind of overwhelming.
I mean, we're about to talk about Andrew Tate and his allegations, and he's kind of just like a jerk that you don't want him
Yeah,
to do well in life. What
yeah.
about P Diddy as a person, like his public persona? Did do if he was innocent,
Hmm.
if you didn't know of any of these allegations, would you hope that he? I mean, would you hope? Are you a fan of him in general?
I think I'm pretty neutral. I feel like, yeah, he puts out music, well, or used to put out music, or at least not so much anymore. But he's brought a lot of people into their celebrity status that they currently are. So, I mean, appearances, without knowing these stories, I'm just like, okay, he's just your regular. I don't mean regular guy, but like in the industry, like a celebrity who's just famous and has connections and ties and is rich, and you don't really see anything outside of what you're hearing from these stories. Like I don't really see these brought into light until I actually dig for them, you know. So I don't know. He just seems.
I got a good one. Do you remember this?
Hmm.
This is when he used to have this guy follow him around and hold his umbrella.
For a little while, right? But it was.
And then this guy kind of got famous on his own. Like he did a verse on the Outcast album.
Yeah, I
Fonzworth.
didn't know that. I had a person an Outcast album.
Here we go.
Ever since news broke out that Diddy's assistant Fonzworth Bentley escaped from Diddy, the internet has been in a wild frenzy. Speculations are being made regarding this fiasco. What might have pushed Fonzworth? Or should I say who? But Fonzworth is seemingly done with keeping his lips sealed, and he is here to let the whole world know exactly what Diddy did to make him run for the hills. And let's just say none of it is pretty, especially for Diddy's already tarnished reputation. Fonzworth might have gained all his fame and popularity because of Diddy, but he is at a point where he really doesn't think all that media attention was worth it. Back in the early 2000s, he suddenly gained overnight fame as Diddy's personal assistant and valet.
Please don't make me go back to work on Monday at the restaurant. He replied, come to 1396 3rd Avenue. I literally started that day training as his assistant. The rest is history.
At that time, Diddy was going through a crisis. He was charged with alms possession and apparently wanted to get a clean slate. He changed his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddley. It was at that time that his public appearances included this mysterious umbrella man. People started raising their suspicions that Diddy was into a bizarre humiliation kink and was probably making the poor guy serve him because of his fetish. Turns out the reality was even worse. Unfortunately, the world soon came to find out things were way too personal between him and Diddy. They are alleged to have a relationship that was sexual in nature. But that is not the worst part. Their relationship had a lot more indecency going on. All thanks to Jaguar Wright for bringing an important fact out to light.
What do you think Diddy and Fonzworth Bentley's real relationship was?
Concubine.
Now one might think a person as talented as
Wow.
hardworking did not need to be anybody's slave to achieve what he did.
What does that mean? Concubine. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, they're definitely getting it on or doing sexual things for sure.
Okay, let's see it.
But here's the thing. Being under Diddy's supervision meant a great deal at that time. We might have seen him hold his umbrella over Diddy anywhere they went, but that is not where his duties ended. In fact, that was the easiest part of his job, following Diddy like a shadow and holding out an umbrella over Diddy's head. As time passed, it became quite clear that Fonzworth was more of a sugar baby than an assistant. He was hired to keep Diddy's dirty laundry under wraps. Somebody was bound to clean his mess after all. And since he was with Diddy for years, he might have seen and heard a lot. And in exchange for his silence,
Someone in the
They did say P. Diddley.
P Diddley. This is the. I mean, I guess that's his new name. So
They
this is
did.
all very suspect. Are we? I mean, just based on this, Luis, do you think these guys? Do you think these guys are gay?
Maybe bi. Maybe the other one's gay. This one's I think P. Diddy's probably bi.
Wow.
Because he's been with both girls and according to the allegations, guys too. So
he was paid heavily. But that is not it. Fonzworth got more rewards. He became a TV personality, writer, and musician within a span of days. And today, he is a successful actor, all thanks to Diddy's grooming lessons, if you know what I mean. For those who don't get it, allow me to explain. There have also been theories that Farnsworth was yet another victim of Diddy. You know the kind of victim Diddy takes under his shadow in the name of grooming and ruins? For those who don't get it, Farnsworth was seemingly Diddy's slave, who not only kept media attention away from Diddy while he was getting down and dirty with other male celebrities of that time, but also was in a weird master-slave relationship with Diddy.
So these guys are really going off the deep end with allegations.
They are.
These are all alleged. I mean, this is, I guess,
Right.
this is what people can do. This is what Binge Pop on YouTube does, and how they have all their subscribers.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's all alleged. We don't know what really happened. I want to watch the end of this to hear what Fonz says himself.
Right.
So let's
Does he actually have some input on that?
Yeah, let's hear if we can get this happening here. We're gonna keep listening to this. Farnsworth Bentley reveals how he really escaped from P. Diddley,
All right.
and if there's an actual interview in here, let's see. I'm gonna put this on.
Himself. And these are not mere speculations. Cassie, who has very recently filed a lawsuit against Diddy with a whole Pandora of allegations, also hints at Farnsworth helping him arrange freak-off sessions. For those who are not aware, Diddy would ask people to perform inappropriate acts with each other or on him during these sessions, and Cassie mentioned in her lawsuit that she was forced to take part. But the more important point here is that Diddy's assistants helped him organize those. Now we are all smart enough to figure out who she might be talking about. Even though Diddy's legal team has denied all these allegations, saying Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million, under the threat of writing a damaging book about to light Farnsworth, or so if is like against Diddy. Much more at his
You get it
that much.
Yeah, no way.
way already. This might not be the first time Farnsworth has mustered up the courage to point out Diddy's ill ways.
Fast forwarding
Okay.
to what he actually says. Let's take a look.
In one of the podcasts some years back, he admitted that he wasn't getting paid well initially. In fact, he earned much more at his last restaurant job as compared to at Diddy's.
Doesn't pay that much.
Yeah, no way.
at all. Not initially, but you
22.
get in, you get your hustle, and then you get it.
There were also instances where fans noticed that Diddy was rather rude and harsh towards him. One such instance would be at Farnsworth's TV show where he was on a call.
If you're patient enough, he'll answer, and he'll be real specific. And I was sitting there and I'm looking like 20.
Farnsworth himself won't be spared from the repercussions. He might have been a victim, but he did a pretty good job covering Diddy's tracks, and that might not work in his favor. Jean Deal, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, also reflected upon Farnsworth's decision to lead a quiet life. And according to him, Farnsworth has his own skeletons to hide.
This was a quiet life.
Yeah, he should.
That was a little bit of the little fast forward there. This doesn't seem like a credible article to me.
I didn't see anything said by him that was.
So for that reason, unless I hear it coming from Farnsworth,
Yeah,
but
sounds like speculation, but who knows?
That-
So it sounds like speculation, honestly.
yeah,
Hmm.
and that's not what we're about here on the Brandon K Show. We're not about speculation.
But
We're about cold, hard facts.
right.
And I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything from Farnsworth here. So
Nope.
for that reason, in an article like that, it's not an article, but a video like that, it almost makes you think like the opposite way. It makes you think like, hey, they don't have any real proof.
Right.
Like these are all just allegations until you hear people just straight up telling you,
Yeah, you're just going by that.
We just did a whole thing on P. Diddy. Welcome to the show, everybody. And now, Patrick's in the mix. Guys,
nice.
this is today's news. You know how I did an entertainment roundup of the 80s, 90s, 2000s. This is today's news.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, my friend Luis here gave me a good one to talk about. You guys might not have heard about this one. This is Miley Cyrus's mom
Oh yeah.
is dating Noah Miley Cyrus's sister's ex-boyfriend, who
it's messy.
who seems to be quite older. He's in his 50s, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
This is the article about Miley Cyrus had no idea about dating drama surrounding mom Tish and sister. This is the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's unaware. Miley had no idea about the drama with Dominique. No idea at all. There he is.
Yeah, that's it.
She confronted her mom about it. She thinks it's a strange situation, but she loves her mom and wants her to be happy. Noah was only 24. Purcell is 54. Representatives from Miley, Tish, Noah, and Purcell did not immediately respond. Earlier this week, a source told People that the younger Cyrus sister was offended over her mom's relationship with the Prison Break star. The insider claimed that Noah and Purcell had previously hooked up and stopped seeing each other before the actor and Tish had pursued their own relationship.
Yeah.
Noah and Dominic were seeing each other in a friends with benefits way, off and on. They stopped seeing each other, and then, do we know how they all met each other? Were they all?
See, I don't know how she met him. Noah. I don't know how Noah met him, but yeah, I mean, the fact that they broke up and that I saw multiple like sites saying that they were like, I don't know, friends with benefits, but like they were definitely having like sexual relations with each other. And after that ended, Noah or Miley's mom just came in and started dating, and it's just like, how do you do that to your own daughter? Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird to be hooking up with somebody that your family member already has hooked up with or been in a relationship with.
I agree 100%. Let's see if there's any. There we go. Here it is. We got it from the audience. There are billions of people in the world. No need to date in the family.
Right? Why so close? It's just weird.
So
she had to know what she was doing, right? Like I feel like part of her had to know, like, if I date my daughter's ex or the guy who was hooking up with, that it would cause some issues within the family. Like, how are you that blinded to think that it's not going to cause issues with your own daughter and tear a family apart a bit?
it's hard to believe what goes on. I mean, first of all, she was dating someone so much older than her mom could have been like, oh, I really like this guy, or she could have been jealous that her daughter was dating a guy that she wanted to be with, or they could have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they met each other, but they hit it off more than the daughter, and then
Apparently,
but the mom didn't have enough respect for her daughter to just say no thanks, I'm not gonna marry you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, the control for that. And then you have Miley's dad, who I guess has already kind of moved on. So like the whole family's just split now. Like I said, it was just like her dad, her brother, and Noah, on one end, and then Miley and her other brother on this other end of.
I don't know what they're split up about. Why are you saying they're split up?
Well, not only because of the divorce, right, but also because they think it's weird that Noah and her brother think it's weird that Miley's mom is dating Noah's ex, or I don't know, hookup buddy, and so that's kind of like, we're staying away from that. They didn't attend her mom's wedding. Obviously, Noah didn't go to her mom's wedding to that guy. So,
all right, I got a fun one for everybody. Okay, so this is the drama that goes on in Hollywood, but this is the good news. Here we go. Oh, that was the wrong. Was it?
Oh yes.
Eminem.
Yeah, that caught me by surprise.
Eminem has released, or he has a new album is coming. Here it is. Eminem announced his new album, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace, released this summer. And it's called I said that already. It's called The Death of Slim Shady. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's his 12th studio album. Wow.
I know. I'm a huge fan of Eminem. I could do a whole podcast on Eminem, every single song. I want to do a whole podcast about every single song, but I don't know who would do it with me. I've asked around. But this is kind of fun because, it could be a whole album about just him just saying the sickest shit he can, but it seems like according to this video we're gonna watch, the way that he's kind of building it up is that it's like a murder mystery, like somebody kills Slim Shady and we don't know who. So
like a theme. Yeah, cool.
So if YouTube's allowing me to do this, I'm gonna just keep playing these clips. Let's see.
Tongue-twisting rhymes. The blonde anti-hero known as has had no shortage of enemies. He's not afraid. He's a psychopath. The same rude lyrics and controversial antics may have ultimately led to his demise.
So who killed Slim Shady?
Join me as we recreate the events that led to the murder of Slim Shady.
I knew it was just a matter of time for Slim.
That's funny.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I guess that's hinting that he killed Eminem killed Slim Shady, or who knows. But what was the last Eminem album you listened to, Luis?
Oh gosh, it's been a long time. See, I went through my period of listening to hip hop and rap when I was younger. This is like pre 2010. It had to have been that long ago. Back in, I guess I was in middle school at that point, early high school days, and then I kind of switched over to EDM and pop. So it's been that long, at least 14 years since I've listened to actual full album.
Relapse recovery
Like, I've definitely listened to like a majority of the songs. Around there, yeah. And I had listened to what he puts out over the years as well, but not like full albums. I've been listening to a full album in like a long time since then.
Well, I recommend everybody listens to his full albums because he is a master wordsmith and he says a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, his hits are really good too. I'm sure he has ones that the public doesn't even know about because they're just not mainstream or,
I know them all. I've listened to every Eminem song, so I know them all.
Nice.
No, so speaking of rappers in the public eye, Kanye West is in the news for allegedly berating and firing a black employee over refusal to cut his dreads.
What?
It says Kanye West is being accused of frequently screaming and firing a former employee who is black because of the color of his skin in a new lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Friday. According to the complaint exclusively obtained by Page Six, Benjamin Deshaun Provo, who was hired in August 2021, 2 or 3 years ago, to work as a security guard in rappers Christian school Donda Academy, claims he suffered severe emotional distress as a result of West's alleged actions. Kanye and members of his management team subjected Provo and other black employees to less favorable treatment than their white counterparts, the lawsuit alleges.
Oh, wow.
Specifically, Kanye West frequently screamed at and berated black employees, while in contrast, he never so much as raised his tone of voice toward white staff. Provo alleges West, 46, was ridiculed. Provo alleges West, 46, also ridiculed him for wearing his hair in dreads, even though he claims the hairstyle was due in part to his Muslim faith. Kanye and members of his management team required Provo to choose between these critical aspects of his self-identity and financial stability. Indeed, at the direction of Kanye, Provo was given the ultimatum: cut his hair or be fired. Does this sound true at all to you?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, I don't know. It just seems something like that's made up, honestly, but why this out of everything? But I don't know. I'm not going to say it's false either. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know the person enough to be like, yeah, he would totally do that.
Yeah. It just seems very much like what you would have to say to get money out of Kanye West.
Get money or like attention or something.
To just blame it on the religious thing. Say, oh, I'm so damaged. Like these are just like lawsuit terms to like get money.
To get money, right? Yeah, that feels kind of like created, like
severe emotional distress. He's like, okay, how do I sue Kanye West? Well, I have to say I have severe emotional distress because of the color of my skin and my religion. Okay, but On the other hand, Patrick says, "Ye is nuts." Of course, it's true.
Okay, you know what? There is that side too that I know he is kind of like hasn't been himself in a long time, or maybe this is his real self. I don't
Well,
know.
knowing that you work for somebody who's nuts, would you really be surprised if he starts yelling at you, or would you, just kind
Knowing
of?
it's Kanye, probably not. I'd be like, yeah. I feel like if I work for Kanye, I know exactly what's gonna happen, or I wouldn't be surprised the things he would do or say.
But having said that, it's all alleged. Kanye West might not have done anything, and this guy could have also been severely distressed by Kanye's behavior. But it's just interesting to pull this stuff up and see what's going on in the news.
I agree, Patrick.
The news. Let's see. Racism in the workplace has no place, though. Racism in the workplace has no place, though. So, yeah, like as far as if he was treating somebody different specifically because of the color of their skin, absolutely. Of course, racism is always bad.
Yeah.
And yelling at people for their religious beliefs or making them do something against their religious beliefs is always bad. If that's what happened, definitely not cool.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, when you get into entertainment news, it kind of just comes into lawsuits. I noticed.
For the most part, I have noticed. Yeah, it's just lawsuits and lawsuits.
I mean, that's the news. I mean, unless I guess I picked some of the more salacious stuff because you could just say like, this person did, this person went to this event or whatever. But this is Andrew Tate, who's another douchebag I don't like.
Yeah.
He has trials of R and human trafficking, and he's being prosecuted by the Romanian court. But again, these are all alleged. You don't know what really happened, but why do you think Andrew Tate went to Romania to begin with?
Yeah. I mean, I also wonder that as well. Like, why Romania of everything? Is it just trying to escape those charges? Like, what is he, like, fleeing? Or
I think he went there because they have such loose laws so that he could do what he do those kind of things.
Right.
So it says a court in Romania's capital on Friday ruled that a trial can start in the case of influencer Andrew Tate, who is charged with human trafficking, rape, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women. The Bucharest tribunal ruled the prosecutor's case file against Tate met the legal criteria, but did not set a date for the trial to begin. Tate's spokesman, Mattia Patruscio, said the ruling has been appealed. Tate was arrested December 2022, along with his brother and two Romanian women. Romanian prosecutors formally indicted all four in June last year. They have denied the allegations. The ruling issued by the preliminary chamber judge lacks legal basis and reasoning. That's what one of the brothers' lawyers said after the decision. We have filed a strong appeal as we believe the ruling to be unlawful.
Did you hear about Andrew Tate much before this whole thing came out? Because I didn't really know anything about him before this whole, allegations and stuff going on and the trafficking, and I didn't really know anything about him before then. Did you?
You could see clips on TikTok and stuff. He was just he's very anti-woman.
Yeah.
Pro-male, anti-woman.
And that's as much as I knew about him. Yeah. So I always thought, is that all he's known for? Because,
Hey, Patrick, give me an idea for good entertainment news that's not dark today, and I'll pull it up. I pulled up what was on these sites. But he, at the same time that he was blowing up and becoming more popular, it says he's got like 9 million followers or something. At the same time as that was going on, he was getting in trouble for everything that he was doing or allegedly doing, and it all kind of happened hand in hand.
Okay. Yeah, because that's all I know him for. Just exactly what you mentioned, like being so anti-women and just, I don't know. That's all I really know him for. And I'm surprised he still has a following, even till now. But I guess you know, there'll always be those types of people that will follow either anything or can get influenced easily.
I brought this up on the show on the last show I did with Brian,
Mhm.
which is the Quentin Tarantino news.
Oh, what's going on with him?
Quentin Tarantino made a vow to his fans that he would only ever make 10 movies.
Really?
And so he was on his 9th movie, which was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and number 10 was going to be called the Movie Critic. And so he wrote this whole movie and was about to produce it, and then now he's canceled it. Tarantino abandons his 10th film, and 5 other times Hollywood giants cancel big projects. Okay, but Quentin Tarantino has reportedly scrapped what was supposed to be his 10th and final film. This decision is one in a long line of. Okay, this isn't what I wanted. Hold on. So this is everything we knew about the canceled film.
Okay, yeah, I want to see that. I didn't know he canceled something.
Yeah, I guess this is an ad.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Tarantino was going to have Brad Pitt as the principal star, which would have marked the 3rd time teaming up after Inglourious Basterds and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There were rumors that many from the cast of his past films might take part, and Sony was preparing to make the film after doing such a... Word is that Tarantino had rewritten his script, which delayed the start of production, but this is his 10th and final film, and Tarantino simply decided the movie critic will not be it. This is the biggest surprise to Tarantino fans since years back when Deadline revealed he had shelved The Hateful Eight after he gave a small group of actors his script and one of them shared it with their rep. Then he had to go back and rewrite the whole thing. Soon it had been copied and the rough draft was shared all over town and online. Tarantino felt betrayed, but he eventually returned to the project after staging a reading for charity and drawing ratings for it. As for The Movie Critic, originally planned to be his 10th and final film, Tarantino has simply had a change of heart, and Deadline hears he will not be moving forward with the project. Sources close to the director said he changed his mind and is going back to the drawing board to figure out what that final movie will be.
So he's on his last one then.
It was going to be a movie set in California the year of that film's release, which was 1977, Rolling Thunder. And that is based on a guy who really lived but was never really famous, and he used to write movie reviews for a porno rag. The inspiration goes back to a job Tarantino had as a teen, loading porn magazines into a vending machine and emptying quarters out of the cash dispenser. This sounds like a great movie. All the other stuff was too skanky to read, but there was this porno rag that had a really interesting movie page. So that would have been a great movie. Let's see. Let's see. How about headlines from the 90s? I did that. I did that with Roxy. But okay. Oh, I see. So so Patrick's like, I don't like that Quentin Tarantino is only gonna make 10 movies. Just do your art. Just make
Yeah.
What's
the whole point?
I want to do that in my own life of just like no limits. You just make what you want to create and just put it out.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people they come around anyway. They go like, "Oh, this is my last album. This is my last tour," and yet they go on again. It's like,
and I'm hoping that's not going to be what Eminem does with his Death of Slim Shady. I hope he's not trying to retire.
I hope not.
Because he's not done. And then what's he going to do? He's going to come back as just Eminem. Like, oh, I'm not Slim Shady anymore. I'm just Eminem. It's a weird angle to say the Death of Slim Shady.
Yeah. Have you been to the theater recently?
What?
Have you been to theaters? Have
yeah.
You new?
Yeah. I saw Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom.
How was it?
I liked Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom more than the last Ghostbusters reboot, Afterlife. Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom brought back the original cast, and they were quite.
I didn't know it did.
Yeah, they were more involved than they were in Afterlife, and it gave everybody more things to do, and it was fast paced and a really good Ghostbusters movie.
Nice.
Two
you
thumbs
see
up. Two thumbs
thumbs up
up
for it?
for Frozen Empire. What's that?
So you recommend it?
I recommend Frozen Empire, and you don't even have to go watch Afterlife because Afterlife wasn't that good.
Did you hear about that one Civil War movie? Is it out already?
I saw it, but I mean I haven't. I saw it was out, but I don't know much about it.
Okay. I don't know much about it besides like they're the United States against war against themselves, just like the name suggests, really, and like states taking sides. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So
What was the last movie you saw in theaters?
it was Dune 2. It was
I
pretty
saw
good.
Dune 2 as well.
Did?
I did a whole episode of the show on Dune 2.
Yeah, I thought it was great. But you know what sucks? People are gonna hate me if they like Dune, but I actually didn't see the first one yet. So
I also did not see the first one.
oh, you didn't? But I still found it enjoyable, right? Because
With
I don't know.
you. I'm with you that Dune 2. Start with Dune 2. I even went and I was at the studio this Saturday. You met Solomon when you were at the studio.
Yeah.
Patrick met Solomon.
Cool.
Solomon admitted that Dune 1 is just slow. It's slow and boring. And I say go start with Dune 2. Dune 2 is good, and then get invested in the characters, figure out what's going on, then go back and watch Dune 1. I haven't even watched it yet, but I mean that's kind of how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely watch Dune 1, but I did like Dune 2. I know people are gonna hate that we did that first, but it's good.
So on the movie topic, Patrick says, I feel like in this day and age it's hard to even see trailers for films. And I would ask you to elaborate on that. I'm wondering if you mean like to find them or that they give too much of the movie
Too
away.
much.
And then my brother Alan says Elton John has probably done several farewell tours into his 70s now. Elton John, I'm going to look up how old Elton John is. But yes, he's obviously been doing a lot,
farewell tours.
What's your guess of how old Elton John is, Luis?
Oh shoot. Okay.
I was gonna guess. My hint is I was
70?
gonna guess older.
67.
No, he's 77, but
shit. I was 10 years off.
It doesn't seem that old to me.
He doesn't seem that old to me. That's why I didn't think it was that old.
I mean, yeah. So let's see here. Oh, so I saw Dune 2 was awesome. What did you think of it?
I liked the visuals. I liked the story really. Even though I didn't understand it at the beginning because we both jumped into 2 right away. I think they did a really good job of showing us what's going on throughout the entire movie. There was some parts where it was slow because there's a lot of dialogue at some points, but I think overall it was really great. I enjoyed it, and I'll be honest, I didn't think I was gonna like it coming into it. And when you think about it, the setting was like it's only one setting really in the entire movie. And that's where the entire movie just takes place, but it was still really well done. I take back what I said about thinking I wouldn't like it because I really do like it after it.
There are 2 settings. You go from the desert planet, and then you go to on the spaceship with the
True.
Yeah, you go up into like this very futuristic world that's not on the desert, but I think it's a spaceship or another planet.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's the majority of it, though.
This to Patrick's point, like with cord cutting, where do you even find out about movies are in theaters? I don't know. You look up the name of the theater and see what's playing. But did you find Dune 2 hard to follow at all? Like, did you not know what was happening?
I think at one point, for sure. I think it's because during the dialogue scenes, like I was like listening, but it was like going on for so long that I kind of zoned out a little bit. At one point,
yeah,
I think just there is where it kind of fell.
So I feel like even compared to a Star Wars or a Marvel movie or something, to me, I mean, I could follow those pretty easily, but to me, like Dune seemed harder to follow, maybe just based on how much was going on, how many different people fighting and characters that you didn't know and stuff.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, I mean, they start with the shooting those guys that got shot at the top of the what is it, like the mountain sand dune? I don't know. They get
Mhm.
shot and they all start falling down. That's how it begins. So,
Are you a sci-fi fan?
gosh, I enjoy sci-fi, but I don't want to say like I know every single sci-fi movie out there. So I enjoy sci-fi. So as a genre, yeah, I do enjoy it.
Like, are you a big Star Trek fan or Star Wars fan? Or
I've seen some Star Trek. Star Wars, on the other hand, I actually only seen the first one. Don't kill me. Don't
what's
kill
the
me.
first one? The first. What's the first one?
New
Episode.
Hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Star Wars virgin over here.
Yeah. No, you know what? I didn't watch the first one till 2022 at the end of it. And I was supposed to continue because I wanted to watch all of them, but I guess it just never came through. And it's funny because as a kid, I had Star Wars video games, lightsabers, Star Wars Lego, everything Star Wars, but just never really got around to seeing. But you know, I will say I have seen bits and pieces of every single movie because my cousin was really into it. So every time I come over, there was like the movie was already like halfway in, but I can't say that I've seen every single movie from beginning to end. So I do understand the premise. I know majority of what goes on.
So, what did you think about how'd you like it when you sat there and watched the episode 1 for the first time in 2022?
You know, a lot of it
No,
had
episode
already.
one, sorry, let me rephrase the question. How did you like it watching Star Wars: A New Hope for the first time in 2022? How was that experience for you?
I think it was really great, but at the same time, I had already seen bits. Like I saw bits and pieces. So I was like, this makes sense. This makes sense. Like everything started clicking because I seen bits and scenes that, and then rap memes. You know, people make memes about like Star Wars, and you find like, oh, you put two and two together.
That's
But the
all
story
it is
was
now.
nice.
That's how the next generation is going to watch Star Wars, is all in memes.
No, literally, it means. But I did get it. I did recognize some like the names of the ships already because I grew up with Star Wars Lego and Star Wars video games that I already known by
That's
that.
our X-wing, Imperial fighter,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Imperial Fighter, you know, Death Star. Everything. I mean, really, AT-AT. So I did enjoy it. And I do want to continue, but I really don't like that the person that I watched it with. They made me watch the visually upgraded one where they redid like the graphics and like fix some stuff. So I really wanted to see like the original with the original visual.
Those are kind of hard to find at this point. The
Yeah,
original.
because I tried looking for it. It's not on Disney Plus.
No,
They don't
no.
have it.
It's I don't even know if they put them on Blu-ray. The originals are they're harder to. You might need an old VHS to watch those.
Shoot, I may or maybe just find it somewhere on the web.
No,
I don't know.
the special editions are, a lot of it is what was on the theater, but they just changed a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I would like to see original just to see what it was like. I'm sure they made the changes for a reason, but I would just like to
I've
see
never
it.
seen the originals.
You haven't?
I've never seen the originals. I only seen the special editions.
Oh wow. Okay.
So the person you were watching it with, were they like, I can't believe you never saw Star Wars. You got to sit here and watch the whole thing with me?
They were just shocked because a lot of people are like, "You haven't seen Star Wars yet," and I'm like, "No, I haven't seen it." Because I mean, how could you not? It's a major film franchise, so popular.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Luis, but Empire Strikes Back is the best of the whole series.
Is it? I'm gonna have to note that down. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Empire Strikes Back.
That is the one that introduces Yoda and the face off between Luke and Darth Vader.
Oh, really? That's the one?
That's it. Empire Strikes Back is the movie to watch.
Oh wow! I didn't know that was the one that featured that.
When I was a kid, that was the first one I watched. Just because they were all in theaters, but with the special edition, they were all in theaters, and then I just saw Empire first for some reason. Then I
What
saw
is that?
Then I
In
saw Jedi,
sequence?
and then I saw A New Hope. What's that?
Oh, nice. What is that in the sequence? Like, is it the
That's
third?
the second movie. So you watch the first
Second.
movie, and that which is episode 4, and then episode 5 is Empire Strikes Back,
Oh, got it.
and then episode 6 is Return of the Jedi. Then they went back in time to do the prequels, which is the story of how Anakin became Darth Vader,
Yeah.
and those are the prequels, episode 1 through 3.
What's your preference for watching them? Because people are mixed. Are like start at by order of release date, or do you start in the middle?
I
like,
can't imagine watching the prequels before the originals. I would say you start with A New Hope,
Mm-hmm.
and then Empire, then Jedi, and then the prequels.
And the prequels. Okay, so just release date order.
Because the prequels make references to the originals that you would not get unless you watch the originals.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that this entertainment roundup turned into talking about Star Wars.
I know, right? I totally forgot.
Because that's what I always want to be talking about is Star Wars.
Nice. Yeah, because look, you're just perfect. You just have your Star Wars. You have Darth Vader in the back. Yeah, show them off. Oh, and your shirt. I didn't even notice you had a shirt on that had Darth Vader on it.
Never ends.
Wow.
This is the original popcorn bucket from when I went and watched Last Jedi.
Oh, that's cool. You have that. I went to Disneyland like 2 weeks ago, and I went to the Rise of the Resistance ride. Oh my god, it was so good. I don't know if you've been.
Oh,
My first time on that.
All right, so Frank jumped in with do Star Trek. Frank, I got news for you. I got a Star Trek episode coming on Monday. So I haven't even talked about Star Wars on this show yet, to be honest. I haven't talked about it too much. But having said that, we did the entertainment roundup. Thanks everybody for being here. You guys are the best. Lewis, you're the best. Luis, you're the best.
Thank you. It was fun doing it with you.
This is my story. I never saw Star Wars until 1997.
1997.
And, the special editions, and it was like, oh my god!
Can they release them back in theaters? I would love to go to theaters and see them.
May the 4th be with you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they are going to be playing it in May. We can look it up, but they might be playing around this in May the 4th, maybe.
Oh man, I would totally go and see them on theaters.
I got invited to go watch episode 1 somewhere, so I'll look up when they're playing. Okay, but thank you everybody for watching.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Luis, for joining.
Anytime.
And you've been an awesome guest. Well, we'll have to have you on again sometime.
Yeah, I enjoy these with you.
Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time.
Bye everyone.